Okay, so we've now created our consignor account and we've assigned our consignor to an auction and to lots. And now the last thing that we need to do is hopefully get some sales, close the auction out, and then generate the statement for our consignor. So I am logged in as my admin user account again now, and I'll just make my way over to the list auctions page. And I'm going to find a closed auction that I know has a consignor on. For example, this one right here will do the trick. So we have our consignors tab, as you can see here, right next to invoices. And you can have the choice to either list your consignors or you can generate your statements. Now, typically, you wouldn't generate your statements for the consignor until all the payments have been made on the auction and all the bidders are, squared away. But you can, of course, generate these at any time that you want by clicking this button. If you just simply click on List Consignors, you'll be brought to this page showing you the list of consignors and their statements. So in this case, because I didn't generate these statements yet, it will say that there are no consignors for this auction. So all I need to do is just go back to consignors, and much like the invoicing process, you just click on Generate Statements. The page will then refresh, and all these statements for all the consignors will then appear down here. You can also, of course, filter if you have a large auction with many statements and consignors. You can, of course, filter your results down here by using a search, by using their name, their ID, their company, the lot numbers too, and also by statement status. So in our case, we only have the one, which is perfect. And to open up the statement, what we need to do is just click on the cogwheel here and then click on Administer. So this is an example of a statement. Now this is quite a simple one, I will admit. I'll open up a more complicated one now in just a second. But this is the general idea of what the statements will look like. You as an admin user have the option to change the status to either approved or paid. So obviously approved would mean that, anything as far as commission scales and pricing and statement fees are all correct and accounted for. But you will have the consignor's information, including their address. They'll have the statement date, their email address, and then the full breakdown of all the lots that they were assigned to. So in this case, this consignor was only assigned to lot 1,150. This is the winning bidder's ID. This is the description of the item and the quantity and price. So this actually ended up being a no sale. So the amount due for this consignor is 0. Let's go ahead and open up a more interesting consignor, but this time what we'll do is we'll actually use the main menu consignor list here by clicking on List Consignors, seeing all our consignors. And what I want to do instead is open up this consignor statements, but from his account, so that we can see all the statements that are linked to this consignor. And the way I'll do that is I'll open up his account and I'll make my way to where it says Statements in between Invoices and Payment Methods. And as you can see here, we have all these statements that this consignor has been linked to over the years. We have various balances. And let's go ahead and open up this one here. This one was quite interesting. We have a large balance due here. Obviously, from the action side here, you can view the report, you can print the report, or you can download it too. All right, so we have our options here. This is a bit more interesting. We have the lots, the winning bidder ID, the item description. We can, of course, add a fee or add a commission or remove the lot from the statement at any point using the cogwheel here. So let's just go ahead and do a couple of these. We have more exemplar setter surcharge fee. Let's make that taxable and add that. We've just added that fee to lot number 1000. For lot 1001, let's go ahead and change the commission from 12%. Let's make it 20%. Once you do that, the statement should update instantly with the new information. And as you can see, we'll scroll down to the bottom. We have also a breakdown of the fees that we just added. And then we have the summary of all the information here, including in this case, because I added my 20% commission rate, it'll show a breakdown of each rate and the amount sold and the commission amount from each amount sold. So if everything looks correct, what you would do is then set it to approve. And then in this case, what we'll do is we'll click on Payout Consignor. Now that everything looks correct, we'll add the check number. I'll just add a test number in my case with the amount due, make sure that all the information is correct, and then click on record only. Now, obviously the payment is not taken from the website. This is a check. And now that that's been done, the payment record has been added successfully to the statement. The amount due has been updated to now show 0. And then now the last thing to do is just click on paid. The status will then change for both you and the consignor when they look at this on their account. Now, if you notice any discrepancies or you made any changes perhaps on the invoice or on the consignor's account, and it has not yet been reflected on the statement. So for example, if I am to go into the consignor's account and I click on the Manage Consignor tab, and I just go ahead and I change the commission rate from 12 to 30, this will not update automatically on the statements. Okay, what you have to do is you have to refresh the statements after you click on update. So the commission is 30%. I go back to the statement and let's go ahead and pick the same one again. We'll change the status to none. And as you can see here, the commission have not been updated. So what you need to do is click on reset statement. Any fees and commissions that you've done will be reset to the consignor settings. That can be changed, but you need to click on reset statement for the actual new commission rate to be taken into account. As you can see here, it is now 30%, and our totals, amount due, and fees and everything has been updated correctly. So that's pretty much it for consignor statements. Lastly, I just want to say that consignors can also access their statements when they log into their account on your website. They'll have a statements tab, but only if you make that available on their settings. So if you go to Manage Consignor, you'll have quite a lot of options as an admin user to update. If you have this checkbox turned off, they will not be able to look at their statements on their account if they log on to your site, but if it's turned on, they will be able to. And what they'll see is pretty much what you see as well, minus the admin details and options to reset, refresh, or change commissions. They pretty much have a view-only permission of the statements. So that's pretty much it for consignor statements. Thanks very much for watching.